has to do to be successful when he's just starting out?
The number one thing for me with a rookie quarterback is to not make it a big deal mentally. I think a lot of rookies come in and you can be consumed and overwhelmed with their job, but I think for any rookie, right, you have to have good help amongst those other guys who are out there with you, and it's being surrounded with good help. Don't make the game bigger than what it is. Go out and do what got you here, and that's playing, good football, making great decisions with the football, and that'll help you along the way.
What about rookie head coach?
Same thing, rookie head coach. Don't make anything up. Right? Trust your preparation. Right? Trust the process and the work that we put in, and let the guys go play.
How would you say your clarity is at left guard and center now?
We're still working through the offensive line, and when we go out to game day, we'll have a good group out there and guys who are just tasked with just doing the job that's in front of them, right? Whoever that may be. All right, we just want guys to be accountable to their teammates and do what's asked of them.
How would you describe what it's been like having to deal with the various injuries that have come up over the course of the game?
Injuries happen all the time in football, so you always have to be ready to adjust. It's never how you want it. It's never the same 53 guys. There's always injuries. There's always things you have to be ready to adapt and change with. So that's just normal NFL football. It happens every week, and for us, unfortunately, it's happened sooner, right, before the start of the season. But it's something we have to deal with, and we're not whining about it. We're not complaining. We're going to push through. We're all professionals, and that's what guys just have to go play football.
Coach, where's Titus in his recovery?
Titus is still working day to day. We'll see where he ends up.
Coach, when you have two players coming from such great schools like Ohio State with CJ and Alabama with Will Anderson Jr., there's a lot of expectation, not only that they put up on themselves, but what the analysts and social media and the fans are putting on them. What will be your message to them going into their first game on Sunday?
My message to all of our young guys is, don't listen to the critics. Don't read all the comments and all the stories. Like, it doesn't matter, right? The only thing that matters is, are you doing your job, right? If you go out and do your job to the best of your ability, everything else will take care of itself. So that's the message to the guys. It's simple. Don't make it bigger than what it is, right? Continue to play great football. Like, you guys were picked where you were picked because you were some of the top college football players coming out last year. Continue to be that top player. Continue to make the plays that you made, and the game will take care of itself.
How optimistic are you that Titus will be able to play this week against the Baltimore Ravens?
Yeah, we'll see. It's day to day, so we'll see.
DeMeco, with Peter Green, how quickly is he assimilating? And just a lot of people said that they feel like he's a good fit for this system. Why is he a good fit for your system?
Athletic. Kendrick is athletic, right? He plays with a physical demeanor, likes to finish, right? But very athletic, can get up to the second level very well. So excited to add a good young player to our team.
What sort of challenges are there when it's a new offense for the opponent? Do you dig into some of the stuff that maybe the team has done before? Do you look at the offensive coordinator and where he's been? What kind of challenge is that with a guy that hasn't coached this version of this team in the NFL?
It's a challenge because you don't know what you're going to get. It's a lot of unknown, and that's every first game. There's a lot of unknown with the first game, in the NFL every year. So, you trust your technique, trust your fundamentals, trust our preparation of what we've been working on all through our training camp. Right? And guys just have to be where they're supposed to be and playing as 11. And it's really the first game it's truly all about us, right? Offensively, defensively, especially, it's about us. If we do our job, everybody is playing together, then it'll take care of itself.
I know you like to typically refer to your players, but for you, it being game week, your first opportunity to lead the team officially, what's it like for you now having that opportunity and move you about your journey to this point now?
Yeah, nothing's changed for me. Every preseason game, I've been there, done it before, right? And I'm not making it, just like I tell the rookies, I'm not making it a bigger deal than it is, right? I understand the job. We're tasked to go lead this group, lead the Houston Texans, and that's what I'll do, right? Lead it to the best of my ability, make sure our guys are prepared and ready to go.
At what point did you know you wanted to be a head coach?
My grandmother told me before she passed, like, you're gonna be a head coach one day, and I remember that day of talking to her, and it always kind of stuck with me that she told me that. I knew when and where, how it would happen. But that did put the head coaching gig on my radar when she told me that, and it's come true. So I'm just thankful to be in this position. And again, I always go back to the reason why I coach is just to help these young men be successful in their football careers and also off the field. Their roles as husbands, as fathers, as men in the community. I just want to help the young guys be successful. And that's why I coach. That drives me every single day to make sure these men are their best at what they do.
You coached against Lamar Jackson. Well, you were on the staff in 2019 when the Niners played against Lamar, held him to like about 105 yards passing. He had over 100 yards rushing, but obviously that was a while ago, and obviously going back, picking off of Cody's question, going into a new offense. So what's that balance of one tapping into what he likes to do well, when he's paired with what you guys did back then, paired with the fact that he is also going to be in the new offense? What's that balance like?
Yeah, it's a lot that you can get into when you talk about preparing for this team. How far do you want to go back to what the Ravens did? You have a new offensive coordinator. It's a lot, right? If you can go down any path you would like, right? But for me, we know Lamar is an athletic quarterback. Right? You know he can get loose, causes defense a lot of problems because of his athleticism. But he also can throw the ball, and from the looks of it, they've added a lot of explosive weapons on the offensive side at the receiver position to throw the ball more. So, we would think that they're going to throw the ball, but knowing the Ravens and their style, right, they want to run the ball. They want to be a physical football team. So I think it'll be a healthy mix of both.
With Lamar being able to get loose, how would you assess your defense right now with Christian Harris, Blake Cashman, Jimmy Ward? Where would you say they are, and how prepared y'all are to address some of those things with that?
Yeah, we'll see on Sunday how prepared we are.
Coach, with the regular season starting up, Nick Casario said it's going to take a while before John Mitchell really get back to himself. What can you share about the plans that you guys have put together to help John Mitchell get to that?
Yeah, we've been, helping John as much as we can. I think for John, it's been a long time since he's played football. So he's been dedicated to the process of, putting the work in, whether it's on the side, getting reps with the team. Like, he's been dedicated to the process, and it just takes time. So with John, I think we're on the right track. With getting him out there, when that will be, we'll see.
Coach, you
With a player like go ahead, man.
Jalen's getting a lot of attention leading up to the season opener as a second-year guy that can really elevate his game. When you look at the defense and his development in this offseason leading up to this year, what are you seeing out of him, leadership qualities on the defensive side?
Jalen, he is the epitome of a leader, right? You talk about a guy who brings it every single day, right? The way he works every day, he's making plays every day. Is no surprise that Jalen is a leader on this team. It's no surprise that he's getting the attention he deserves because he's a dynamic player. And I'm excited to see the season ahead of Jalen just because of all the work that he's put in. You can tell when a player is going to have a good year. When they have a training camp like Jalen has had, right, he's going to have a really good year.
Coach, when you look at a player like Braylon Arnold, he's a player who, will do anything he can to get on the field, and he mostly played safety. Now he's getting some work in the slot corners. That's somewhere you all plan on using him this season.
And with Braylon, he's another player who's done a really good job all offseason of just handling any role that we've given him. Braylon has been really well, done a really great job on special teams, right? I can show highlights of Braylon every single day in our team meeting just because he does it exactly like we teach it, right? He shows up, he makes the plays. And when it comes to the defense, Braylon is versatile enough where he can play the safety. He's did a really good job at safety. Saw that versus the Saints in the preseason. And now he's getting some reps as well at the nickel position. So we'll see where he can handle. Braylon is a good football player, right? And as many good football players as we can get out on the field, that's what we'll try to do.
What do you think for a couple more? Your first week, your first regular season game. You had a pretty nice day individually, but what do you remember when you think back on that?
My first regular season game was versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I remember making a few tackles. But I remember just the excitement of opening, the opening weekend, opening day. It was exciting, right? The excitement of it all, right? I never forget that moment, and how fired up the fans are, how fired up the players are, and I think for me, it's I gave the advice to the young rookies, that was the same for me. It's like, yeah, you're going to make mistakes. Things are not going to go your way. But if you just trust the process, trust the work that you put in, you just fly around, be where you're supposed to be, and continue to have fun playing the game. That's one thing I remember. I made sure I had a lot of fun playing the game, and that turned into making a lot of plays as well.
Coach, earlier this preseason, you'd said that you were going to call the defensive plays, but you'd see how it goes after kind of thinking back how everything went this preseason. Do you still plan on doing that as you and Matt Burke?
Yeah, that hasn't changed.
Is there anything, if there's anything that keeps you up at night heading into the first week of the season or makes you, that you're most, I don't want to say concerned about, focused on, what is that?
I think one thing that would keep me up, and it shouldn't, but it's just making sure our guys go out and operate with precision, right? Making sure our guys just play as one. It's one thing I've been preaching all off season. Is just us, like team first, being a team. Nothing to do with the individual. Don't worry about individual accolades, but we're going to be successful, right, when everybody plays together as one single unit. So for us, I just want to see us go out and play complementary football, all three phases in sync, being where we're supposed to be, being accountable, being trustworthy to each other, right, and playing with that enthusiasm and fire that I truly believe in that ignites the team.
We'll take these last two, Brooks and John.
To clarify, Matt's calling play Sunday defensively?
No, I said no. I said nothing has changed from when I told you guys that I would call plays. Nothing has changed.
DeMeco, where do you feel like Will Anderson is? And, given the fact that he was the second pick, do you feel like maybe the fact that CJ, there's a lot of attention on CJ has kind of taken some of maybe perhaps pressure off Will at all?
When it comes to, you talk about the young guys and the pressure, like I don't see it as pressure on these guys, right? They're not getting pressure from me, and so there is no pressure on these guys. These guys just have to go out and play great football, just do their job, right? They're one part of a defense, one part of the offense. So for them, don't worry about any pressure. It's just go out and play football, do what you've been doing all your life, having fun doing. There is no pressure on Will or CJ to perform. It's a team game, right? And those guys aren't going out there by themselves.
Thank you. What do you feel like where he is, Will is?
Will is in a great spot. I think Will has been consistent all throughout training camp, throughout the preseason. He's been one of our most consistent players, all right, one of our most physical players, dominant on the edge. So Will has done everything that we've asked him to do, and couldn't be happier with where Will is right now.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.